Today, we are going to talk about motivation. Before we dive in, I have 2 questions for you. Question 1. There are 2 life philosophies. One says, nothing is impossible if you are willing to quit. The other says, nothing is impossible for a willing heart. Which one are you? The first or the second? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right now. Second question. Are you familiar with learned helplessness? In other words, after entering society, doing things repeatedly yielded no results, making you lose the will to even try. It's called learned helplessness. You stop trying things you could potentially succeed at. Sound familiar? Yes. Okay. Then we must deconstruct. Why do we fall into this state of learned failure? Why do we lose our motivation? Once we break it down, we can automatically reverse engineer our motivation. We will cover 5 crucial points: ability, positive outcomes, worthiness, attitude shift, and self-education. All right. Before we jump into the first point, if you are sick and tired of learned helplessness, please hit that like button immediately. And let me know in the comments. What area did you last experience learned failure in? This helps the algorithm share this video with people who need it most. Let's start with point number 1. What kind of task makes you instantly lose motivation? For instance, I ask you to write some complex IT code right now. Can you do it? No. I give you a task. You must build an app. Do you feel motivated? No. So, what kind of tasks do we feel motivated to tackle? The ones where we honestly know we possess the ability. For example, if I ask you to write some sales copy, you'd feel more motivated because you feel it's within reach. To be motivated, you need a filtering range. The task must be within your comfort zone or just slightly outside it. You absolutely cannot pursue a goal that is completely unattainable. That is a guaranteed motivation killer. This explains why employees sometimes feel their boss's task is utterly ridiculous. The boss only cares about the outcome, but the second he says it, the employee thinks, I simply lack the ability to achieve that. Now, let's say you face a challenge and realize you do have the ability. This leads to question 2. Even if I follow the steps, will this effort lead to a good result? Is it a viable path? Say you're a photographer. Your boss says, shoot an ad with a Nike look, an Adidas script, and achieve Steve Jobs level data. You have the skills, but will combining them like that actually work? No. Point 2 is simple. Is this viable? Will the outcome be positive? This requires us to have strong, logical judgment. You use common sense and logic to deduce the effect your abilities can achieve. Otherwise, you'll feel, I have the skill, but the effort will be a fruitless endeavor. There's no meaning in doing it. So, point 2 is, use logic to predict and aim for a positive outcome. What is the third element for boosting motivation? It is it worth it? Why should I pull an all-nighter? Or rush this for you? What's in it for me? Is this worth my energy? Dale Carnegie said that every single thing you do in life is because you want to get something out of it. You must ask yourself, What can I gain from this? I'm telling you, emotional value is also value. Say, I like a girl who loves seeing guys play guitar. Then, I'd learn no matter what. I'm infatuated. I will do it. In that moment, it becomes worth it. If you simply feel it's not worth the effort, you will have no motivation. Point 4. Attitude. This emphasizes your own wisdom. Did you have a class you absolutely hated in college? Chemistry. It was part of your major, so you had to take it. This is the key moment. You need an attitude shift. The attitude divides into two parts: must do and opportunity. If you view the class as something you must complete to get credit, you will be miserable and unmotivated. But if you see it as an opportunity to understand natural science, you'll be excited to go. Do you hate chemistry? If you could genuinely shift your mindset and treat it as a chance to connect with Mendeleev, it changes everything. When I used to work, I often stayed until 11 p.m. I realized the company bought the equipment. I got to shoot videos, improve my skills, and they paid me for it. I was essentially treating a task as an opportunity. What do most people do? They avoid work whenever possible. My dad told me, the stronger the ox, the more work it gets. But my host in North America, his catchphrase was, "Try me." I started thinking, why can't I do it? I should be able to. Why not me? Point 5. Breaking down the problem. How did I master the camera? Initially, I used auto mode, and the shots were terrible. I asked my film school friends what they learned. They said, the professor just tells you to go figure the camera out yourself. That instantly changed my mindset. I realized, oh, so it's about figuring it out like a game. I broke it down. To master the camera, you only need 3 things: ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Don't you see how a huge problem, once broken down, becomes solvable? So, the 5th key to motivation is treat yourself as a student and teach yourself with patience. Sometimes we are least patient with ourselves. Then you teach yourself a bit. Get 1 positive feedback. Teach yourself a bit more. Get 1 more positive feedback. That cycle of learned helplessness will be broken. One final question. You're motivated. How do you make sure you do it well? You need to teach yourself self-respect. A person with self-respect will not allow themselves to be mediocre. When this task passes through my hands, it has to be better than average. It absolutely cannot be poor. Just like my videos. I think you can post daily. So why post every 2 days? A person with self-respect will not allow themselves to be a poor performer. So, I've shared the 5 methods. I hope you all become more and more excellent. Class dismissed.